I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Kenny. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still tryna fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Tryna earn they stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a Akita. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy.
Welcome in. Good morning. John, good morning. If you're in the chat, say good morning. It's a beautiful day, week 13 of the NFL season. We are here to talk NFL DFS, NFL betting, prop bets, whatever you guys got. We're here to talk about it, answer your final questions, discuss the slate. But first and foremost, let's get some good mornings in the chat. Mitch, good morning. Tony, Kevin. I'm going to go on an absolute rant while people are joining in about this ridiculous college football playoff that makes literally no sense. Keaton, good morning. Jim, good morning. True Love, good morning. I'll shorten my rant that I already went on in the Discord. But if you don't think Alabama should be in the playoff, you're a hater. Like, you just hate Alabama, which is fine. But I'm not an Alabama fan. I never grew up an Alabama fan. There's literally no situation where they should not be in the playoff. And it appears they're not going to be, which is in my opinion, it's a fake playoff because you don't have to beat the best teams. So I don't know. Austin, good morning. Jay Crooks, Lady B Smith, good morning. Nick, Sean, huge day yesterday. Yeah. So we'll change it to a more positive note. If you are a Bet Karma member or a DFS Karma member, if you're in the Discord, monster day betting yesterday. Everyone in the world, everyone on Twitter said to bet Louisville yesterday. We reversed it. Biggest bet of the weekend on the Florida State Seminoles, and they won. They covered the money line, the 2.5, triple down after the line movement. They closed as underdogs, bet them again as underdogs. They win. Shout out to Florida State. A beautiful way to end college football and head into bowl season. Sean, thank you for mentioning that. Monster day betting yesterday. We also hit Blake Corum first touchdown. We also hit Iowa first half under half a point. We hit Troy minus 6.5. We hit the under in the Miami-Toledo game. I mean, it was a big game, a big day overall. Scott, good morning. This is it. The week Baker wins the Million Maker. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any. I'm only playing a few teams this week, John, but I don't hate that. I think you could fire up a Baker stack this week for sure. All right, let's dive in here. If you guys have NFL, DFS, betting, prop bet, whatever, if you guys have those questions, drop them in. Melissa, good morning. So personally, how I'm playing this slate, I'm playing my least volume of the season in cash games. I am not playing a lot of cash games today on DraftKings. FanDuel, I think it's fine to play cash today. DraftKings, it's just with the Zach Moss thing, and then you add in Brevin Jordan as well. I think it's gonna be really, really, really chalky. And I don't have a problem with it being chalky. The problem is like when it's so clear and obvious the team you should play, you're either playing the same team as everyone else or it becomes a 1v1 off of the optimal team. And I don't like to risk a larger amount of money on a 1v1. It's just too random, in my opinion, in an NFL game. So I'm not playing a lot of cash today. I am playing small field tournaments is where the most of my volume will be today. Love the Birds jersey. Yeah, I don't have any Jalen Hurts on my teams today, but I had to put that on just for the Niners game. I actually think the 49ers are going to win, though, unfortunately. But we'll see what happens. Derrick Henry home road splits are crazy. Yeah, Henry much better at home. Obviously, they usually get in more run heavy situations at home as well because the game's close. I think. Are you still alive in Survivor? No, True Love. I made a big mistake last week in Survivor. I don't even want to talk about it. The fact that I didn't win the Survivor pool, it's sickening. So I'm not even gonna discuss the mistake I made last week. It just tilted me just beyond belief. Favorite DK GPP stack. All right, Ryan. So I'm gonna just tell you guys straight up. Conviction plays, I'll give those out as well. I'm gonna tell you just straight up. I'm playing 5 teams today. I have a Brock Purdy team. I have a Tua team. I have a CJ Stroud team. I have a Sam Howell team. And I have a Derek Carr team. That's my 5 teams I made today based on those stacks. So in terms of my favorite one of those, I think coming into the week, I really, really liked the Purdy stuff, but it's pretty clear and obvious he's going to be very, very high owned today. So I think if you're playing, if you're going to play a Purdy stack, like you're going to have to get weird somewhere because anyone that's playing Purdy, they're also going to play Zach Moss and Brevin Jordan and Tyreek Hill. So it becomes very, very chalky overall, the team. So you're going to have to find a couple lower owned pieces if you're going to play any Purdy stuff. So I think for my personal favorites, it's probably honestly the Howell or CJ Stroud, just because I think it's less likely those guys are owned. Like Sam Howell, I don't think will be owned, given that he's the same price as Brock Purdy, and everybody wants to play Brock Purdy. So I think you can get some leverage by playing Sam Howell, and they don't have a good team total. It's only like 20 points. So I like that build, and I don't think anyone's playing CJ Stroud. He's too expensive. He's $100 off Jalen Hurts. He's 8,100. So I think you can double stack CJ Stroud, who's had some monster games at home in the dome. I like CJ Stroud stacks today as well. Can I start Herbert in season long? Yeah. Looks like it's gonna be raining up there, but if it were my team, I think I'd play Herbert over Russ personally. Season long gross flex. Pitts, Guyton, or A.T. Perry. Yeah, Sean, A.T. Perry. Someone else said something about A.T. Perry earlier too. Super tilting last week, man. I feel like I was right. Like he did play a lot. He was on the field a lot. It just so happened he didn't do anything, unfortunately. And he got in trouble. Like early in the game, he ran the wrong route and they were like mad at him. But I mean, he was on the field a lot in terms of his routes and stuff. It just didn't work out. So that was unfortunate. But I do think I was correct in that he would play a lot. And then obviously Shaheed got hurt too, which helped him a little bit. But yeah, he just didn't do anything. For me personally, Sean, of those guys, oh man, I guess Pitts, man. I don't know. It's pretty gross, but I guess Pitts between those guys. Favorite 3 to score a touchdown today. Yeah. So I think Tyreek Hill's the easiest touchdown pick. It's pretty obvious. So I'll give it that easy one of Tyreek Hill. And then if you want some lower ones, I think Najee Harris is going to score a touchdown today. And for my low owned pick, Jim, you can get him at plus 700 or plus 650, depending on the book, to score a touchdown. Tyquan Thornton will get in the box today if you want a high priced touchdown pick. Building Blocks, yeah, Jacob, I got caught up with, like, real life stuff this week. Apologies on that. It will be back next week. Mostert or Achane? I would pick Achane just for the upside, Ryan, if you're gonna play one of them, personally. Which second spend up do you prefer in cash? CMC, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra, Keenan. Yeah, CMC, CJ, I think you need him in cash games today, so I would go with him. I think you probably just play CMC and Tyreek together on DraftKings. And you can do it on FanDuel too, actually, so both sides. Tell me your Cleveland kicker will get 10 points today. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how the offense is gonna look with Joe Flacco over DTR. I mean, DTR hasn't played great, so I can't imagine it'll be, like, any worse, and the current state of the Browns is that they get all of their points from their kicker, Dustin Hopkins. So, Taylor, that could be, that definitely could be in the cards today. What teams do you think aren't trusting to win? New England, Arizona? I mean, if you just want picks to win, I mean, I think that, like, obviously the Dolphins, I think Detroit is going to win today. I have the money line predictor pulled up here on betcomer.com. This is a premium tool, so this gives our projections based with the Vegas odds here. So you can see San Fran, we have a pretty positive edge here. I think San Fran is going to beat the Eagles today. I don't trust, like, I don't know. New England could beat the Chargers. Like, the Chargers just do Chargers things we talk about every week. Like, they just lose games randomly that they should not lose. So yeah, I would not be shocked if they lost. Touchdown calls, yeah, Frank. Who did I just say? Tyreek, Najee, and Tyquan Thornton. Those were my picks today. DraftKings cash, Warren versus Sutton. Jelly, that's a good question. I think I would lean Warren. I actually prefer Najee Harris to Jaylen Warren today. I think Jaylen Warren's going to be much higher owned. Which makes me like, I think Najee's just straight up a better play, and he's going to come with less ownership, which that makes it even better for me. So I actually like Najee over Warren today, but for cash, I would pick Warren over Sutton. Perry, Mingo, and a gross but D Parker. Yeah, Bones, I like Thornton over all those guys, I think. So Bailey Zappi came in last week. He targeted Thornton 4 times out of his like 8 or 9 throws. They've had a connection like in the preseason, and yeah, I mean, I guess we haven't really seen it from him. There was like one game last season where Thornton had 60 yards, but yeah, I like Tyquan Thornton today. I think he can do some damage. You can bet him for a touchdown at plus 650, plus 700, depending on the book. You can also get him like plus 500 for 50 plus yards, which I think is a good bet because, I mean, I'm assuming that Bailey Zappi is going to at least throw for over 50 yards. So someone's going to have to like rack some stats up here. What do you think for Steelers picks for next season? Oh, who do you think Steelers picks for next season? In what context? Do you like Javonte? I think is a good play on FanDuel. Leroy, I probably won't play him on DraftKings, but FanDuel, I think he'll be pretty chalky, and I think he's a good play. Didn't know everyone was playing CMC and cash. There's only going to be one. Yeah, CJ, that's why I'm just not playing much cash today. It sucks, but that's the world we live in, current state. I don't want to play the same team as everyone, and I don't want to play one player different and hope that my one player outscores their one player. It's just not a smart decision in my opinion. So I'm just not playing much cash today. I'm playing a lot in the touchdown on DraftKings. It's a 167 person field. I have 3 or 4 teams in there, and then I have one team in the whatever the 254 max. I don't know what that's called, but I have one team in there. But I like to play that touchdown term. It's $200 to enter. It's the 167 person field. That's more my style stuff I like to play. Mostert, Thornton, or Achane, Dortch. Yeah, Ryan, that's tough. I think just in a vacuum, I'd pick that second one. but that's really close. Start your FanDuel GPP with which two players? Yeah, I mean it's super hand buildy, but I mean I just need Tyreek in my lineups today, so probably Tyreek would be a must. And then I would pick one of those probably one of those cheaper tight ends. Frank, you have I think you can use Jawan instead of Jordan as like a pivot. I like Jawan a little bit today. Pick 2 for half point PPR: Cup, Collins, No Brown, Sutton. That's tough. That's tough. I think I would play Collins and I would play Cup. I mean, for season long, it's just really tough for me to bench Cooper Cup. I know he hasn't been doing anything really, like we're accustomed to. But if it were my team, I don't think I'd bench him. So I would just roll Cup and Collins, I think. T Eds, give me. Ooh, wow. That's really, really tough. I think Olave for sure. And I might pick Ridley. So Ridley's been really good recently. Since he's back end secondary has not been good. So I might go Olave Ridley there, to be honest, T Eds. That's really, really tough though. Warren or Harris? Yeah, I like Najee today personally. DraftKings cash Sutton, Samuel, Dortch, Stevenson. Probably the first one. I like Ramondre a lot today for tournaments. Don't know if I'd play him in cash. But I do like Ramondre today. Who are you stacking with Hal? You could stack any of his receivers. I think Samuel is going to be the chalkiest, but he's also the easiest to fit because he's only 4,100 on DK. But I think you can use. I probably would lean Dotson and Samuel over Terry, but either are fine. In your 1v1, do you prefer Devontae or Perry? I wouldn't play either of those guys in cash. I would play probably like Elijah Moore. I'd play over both of them personally. He's 200 more than Parker, and I think Perry's the same price as Parker, so he's 200 more than them. But I think I'd play Elijah Moore over both of them. Mark, I think Purdy is probably where you're going in cash. Love Jahan Dotson. Yeah, Austin, I think he's a good play. Yeah, Ryan, I think Njoku's fine for tournaments. I think Elijah might end up being kind of chalky. So people aren't going to play Njoku, but I mean it's not the same situation because DTR was the one feeding him, but I mean Joe Flacco is a capable, thrower of the football, so still think he's fine. Tournament running backs on FanDuel, Sierra Man, I like obviously Najee Harris. I don't think it's going to be high owned. I like Kyron Williams, Stevenson, Bijan Robinson. Those probably 4 guys that I can think off the top of my head. Kamara's going to break the slate. Yeah, Mitchell, I think he can. I didn't end up having any of him. So, yeah, I guess if Kamara just completely nukes, that sucks for me because I don't have any of them, but can't play everybody. Top defense on DraftKings, value defense. I think best overall defense, Atlanta's going to be very, very chalky. I'm fine not playing them. So I think you could play the Jets over Atlanta. I think you could get up to the Steelers at 38. You could play like Indy at 32. And then I'm fine dropping all the way down to New England. New England would be my top value. They're the second cheapest defense. They're at home. It's bad weather. They're playing against the Chargers, who are a good offense, but New England historically the last few years has been a high scoring defense for fantasy, and they're the cheapest team at home in, bad weather. Like maybe they can get a turnover or two. Like I'm completely fine playing New England. And if you play them, you can just play New England with Stevenson for like the correlation. I think that's completely fine. Jelly, I think Kyron's a good play. Cleveland's really struggled defensively on the road this season. They've struggled the last 2 or 3 weeks against the run. If you look at the Steelers game, they could not stop Jaylen Warren, and Kyron Williams and Jaylen Warren are similar players in the way that they play. And their stature. They're smaller, quick guys. So, yeah, I think Kyron could have another big game. I do have Kyron on one of my teams today. What is your highest on secondary stacks? Yeah, I just made 5 teams. Like, I played the same tournament for all the teams, so I don't have, like, more volume on one specific stack. But, the Howell and Stroud one, like, that's my favorite ones for tournaments just because I think they're gonna be the lowest owned. But if you didn't bake ownership in, Purdy is my favorite spot today. I mean, Matt and I have been on this stream for 3 weeks talking about how we want to take quarterbacks against Philly. We were really, really high on Dak that week a few weeks ago when he crushed versus Philly. Philly, their top 3 in opponent in terms of like their opponent throwing against them. Like they're so good up front defensively on the line with their pass rush. They just force teams to throw instead of run, and it leads into some pretty big fantasy days for the opposing quarterback. So Purdy in general is my favorite, but I do think he's going to be really, really popular. So you're going to have to get weird if you play Purdy in tournaments. Downs, Deontay, London, Pickens. I'd probably rank them in that order, CJ. Cheap wide receiver for cash, Mark. Cheapest I'd go in cash is Elijah Moore, 3,500. Thornton over Perry. For me, Michael, yeah, I like Thornton over Perry today. Thornton's my favorite like tournament cheap receiver. He's min price. Like I wouldn't play him in cash. It's just a little bit too thin for me. But I like him a lot in tournaments. Yeah, good luck to you too, CJ. RJ, Patriots are one of my favorites on DraftKings. They're pretty cheap. I don't like there's like no good defenses today. Like Atlanta's super chalk. I don't want to play them. So how I'm playing defenses, I'm either pivoting off the Falcons to get to the Jets or the Steelers, or I'll play the Colts to go with Moss, or I'll just drop all the way down to the Patriots. Like that's the 4 defenses I'm considering today. I guess you could get up to the Dolphins too, but like it's just so much salary to get up there. Like that's like a $1,600 difference between the Patriots and the Dolphins. Need 2 out of these: Waddle, Olave, and Dell. Wow. I mean, Dell is my boy, but probably Waddle, Olave, George, I think. White or Gibbs season long? Mark. Gibbs definitely has more juice than White, but I think it's White for me today. Best matchup on the board against Carolina. Yeah, I mean, Gibbs still very much has David Montgomery there that you have to deal with. White is going to get the bulk of the work against the worst run defense in football. Give me Rachaad White today. Favorite stacking partner was Stroud. No Singletary for me, Ryan. If I'm playing Stroud, I think you double him. You could play Jordan and one of Tank or Nico. I'm the biggest Tank Dell guy there is. Everybody knows this. I've literally been tweeting about Tank Dell for 6 months back to the summer. I think I like Nico Collins more than Tank today, Ryan. So I like Stroud, Nico, Brevin is probably how I'd play it. Warren or Mostert half PPR. Give me Mostert. Stevenson, Debo, Panthers, or Rashad Downs, Colts on cash. Second one, RJ, for me. Sloaner, I'm playing Purdy in cash. But I also said, you probably weren't in here, but I'm playing my least volume in cash of the season today. I'm not playing much cash, mostly playing small field tournaments, not playing a lot of cash today. Favorite wide receiver in the Eagles? Yeah, AJ Brown for me. I think AJ Brown's on my Purdy tournament team. I think that AJ Brown is going to nuke today, especially if they get down and they're trailing. People are game log watching. They don't want to play him. Yeah, I think AJ Brown's gonna be low owned, and I think he's going to smash today. So love AJB. Sam Fran, I mean, it's a different situation because I think Debo is gonna be the most popular, but he's also probably my favorite. And it would be tough to make an Ayuk and AJB team work just with the salary. Like that $1,000 comes in handy to drop from Ayuk to Debo, but probably Debo and AJ Brown. I think is a great play today. Love him. Kevin, yes, I will be doing that on FanDuel. Correct. Favorite 2-man mini. Boy, trying to think what I have for like mini stacks. I think you could. I think you could do Najee and like Greg Dortch for cheap. That's 52 and 3,700, which I like. I think you could do Elijah Moore and Kyron Williams, which I like. I think you could do Rashad White and a Panthers receiver, which I like. And I think you could do, if you don't want to make a Stroud team, you could do like a Bronco and a Texan. That's probably where I would be looking for mini stacks. I guess you could throw Zach Moss and like DeAndre Hopkins. You could throw that in there as well. So that's like 5 I just listed. I like all those. If it's a lower owned one, you could build like a chalkier team around it. Like you could build a chalky team and use Elijah Moore and Kyron Williams, or you know, Kyron Williams. I don't think will be owned, so you could put that in a chalkier team. Monty, Gibbs, Mostert, and Bijan, standard league. Bijan and Gibbs, I think. Tight end, Muth or McBride's super tough. I think it's a coin flip. Slight lean McBride. But I mean, Freiermuth has like the best matchup on the board. So that's a coin flip for me. I honestly don't know. For the running backs, I'd probably take Bijan and Gibbs. Olave for me, Leroy, over Collins. Thoughts on Sutton versus Downs today, Jelly? I think it's really close, lean Downs for me. I played Downs in cash last week. I mean, he didn't do much. He had 9 points, but he had 15 targets. He was down at the 1 also, so should have scored a touchdown. So yeah, I would lean Downs over Sutton. Give me a reason I shouldn't swap AJ Brown and Najee with the chalk CMC Deontay out of respect for Matt. Yeah. I think you could do that, CJ. I mean, it's tough, right? But that's my point. That's why I just don't like playing cash today. It's because, like, what's the value in me playing like a 2v2 like that off the chalk team? Like, I can just play tournaments and get my AJ Brown exposure there, and Najee, like, they're both going to be low owned, and I can just play them in tournaments and have a chance at like a bigger prize and play chalkier in cash games. College football. Yeah, so I went on a rant at the beginning of this. You guys can do whatever you want. I still think there's 30 minutes left. Man, I have no idea what the committee's going to do. It's a legitimate travesty if they put Florida State in that playoff over Alabama. So I actually might bet Florida State to miss the playoff at these odds that I'm seeing. Denver run back with Stroud. Any of the receivers is fine. I think Judy or Sutton, both are fine. Sutton's going to be higher owned. So if you want like super low owned, Jerry Judy has the best matchup in the slot there as well. Thoughts on fading Moss and playing 3 running backs in tournaments, Kyron, Stevenson, White? I think that's completely fine. BKC, I think that's 100% fine. If Godwin is out, is Trey Palmer Trey play? I think they confirmed Godwin would be in. Like, he's going to go through that pregame, but it sounded like he was going to play. So haven't thought about that much. Brian Robinson or Achane at flex? Give me Achane, Chris, for the upside. Yes, Clinton Caps, I would jam those 2 in cash. Freiermuth over Njoku for me, Michael. Wide receiver value, like to cram the studs in cash. For me, Brandon, it's Elijah Moore. I don't know. Like, I could see him being high owned. but I also could see Curtis Samuel being higher owned than him. I'm not sure. I like Elijah Moore personally for the money you save. And then Mark just asked more Samuels. I like Elijah Moore personally. Do you have a Bronco on a Stroud team? Without pulling it up, I don't think I did. I think look, Ryan, so this comes down to your contest size, right? Like the stuff I play, like the stuff that I personally play, I don't need to like run back my stacks and stuff as much because I'm playing against 150 other people. If you're playing like a normal DFS contest where there's like 1,000 people in it, like you need to be more conscientious of like stuff like that. I don't think I had a Bronco, but that's because I'm playing like extremely like I'm playing against 150 other people. So, um, yeah, off the top of my head, without pulling it up, I don't think I had a Bronco in that game. Warren Olave Moore versus White Sutton Samuel. Brendan, give me the first one there. Man, I'm on this stream and I missed out. This freaking Florida State odds dropped down to plus 156. It was like plus 380. What is it on DraftKings? Let's take a look. I literally missed out on this within minutes because I'm on here. This is unfortunate. Prop of the day. Let me think on that. Is Falcons D a must in cash? No, I don't think it's a must, personally. I can't believe I missed this. These plus 380 odds. Plus 400 I was seeing plus 400. Unbelievable. How much Brevin Jordan, Zach Moss you playing? Tony, I have quite a bit, to be quite honest with you. Like the stuff I play, small field enough. I'm just eating Zach Moss. I'm just eating it. Brevin Jordan, you don't have to play him, but Zach Moss, I mean, I'm just gonna accept it. In terms of prop of the day, I like Najee over his rushing yards. I think that's a pretty good play. I like Brock Purdy over pass. If you can get Brock Purdy 2+ passing touchdowns, I think that's a good play. This line is just dropping. I got to get this in instantly here. I mean, geez. All right, there we go. Put it in. If you guys are on FanDuel, go bet that right now. Go bet Florida State to miss the playoff. It's plus one. It was like plus 400. Now it's down to plus 150. You can still get a plus money. Go bet that right now. Go bet the exact order plus 120. Or the four teams: Michigan, Washington, Bama, Texas. Go bet that plus 120. Javonte Williams or Breece Hall. Al, I would go Javonte. But I will say, Al, if it's tournaments, Breece with Jets D that's not a bad play. I think that's interesting. Desmond Ridder and the Falcons have very, very extreme home road splits. They've only won one game this season on the road. All their wins have come at home. We know that he likes to turn the ball over. So I know that like the Jets offense right now is just completely inept, but it's not out of the realm of possibilities to think that they get a couple picks from Ridder. They got short fields that they're working with. So Breece with the Jets D, I honestly don't hate that. I don't have that on any of my teams, but now that I'm like talking through it, Al, I think that's like a good play. So if you're playing Breece, I would recommend playing it with Jets D. Hope they get a couple picks and they get short fields and he can punch a touchdown or two in. 2,000 size single entry Pittsburgh stack. Yeah, the weather doesn't look great there. I think I prefer the running backs from Pittsburgh, Tony. If you were gonna play a cheap stack, I think I would go with if you were gonna play a cheap quarterback, I think I would go Derek Carr over Kenny Pickett, personally. But if you want to roll the Pittsburgh stack, I'm not here to talk you off that. That's fine. I think that's the field size I would play something like that in. I wouldn't play that at in my field size, but yeah, I think that's fine. Taking Bam at plus 550 and win it all. So Keaton, I have a plus 900 on them to win it all from like, I don't even know, a month ago. But man, maybe I will. Maybe I'll take them again at plus 550. It's definitely those odds are definitely gonna if they confirm them in the playoff, those odds are going to plummet. I might double down Keaton. I already have the plus 900. I might double down though, because that's tasty odds. And I do think they'll be 4 or 5 point favorites over Washington should they play. And I do think they could beat Michigan if they play Michigan. So I need to think about that. Noah Brown, Trevor, I don't have any of them. I think he's a good play in tournaments though, and I don't think anyone will play him. Overall, thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the questions. If you want to sign up, there's still time. dfskarma.com/pricing. Reach out to me right now. If you want to sign up, reach out to me right now on Twitter. DM me. I will get you a promo code if you want to sign up for a month of our premium to get my core plays, to get Matt's core plays, ACs, all of our analysts. It's one sport for all prices. So like one price for all sports, should I say. So you'll get my NFL cores. You'll get Showdown tonight, Showdown tomorrow night, NBA cores every single day. All that stuff. dfskarma.com/pricing. I have 3 cores posted for 3 max. So if you want to tap into that, DM me on Twitter after this. I can get you a promo code for your first month. Tony, I would go ARSB or I would go Jameson Williams. I think you can do either one. But thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in week 14. Good luck in your contest. Hopefully you make some money. And I'll see you guys next Sunday.